Hey guys.
What's going on?
So we are back today to tell you about the places we've been seeing. If you don't know what we're talking about, we did this huge video a few weeks ago, more like a month ago at this point probably, about we are moving out so we're moving out from our parents' houses and then we're moving in together. And yeah, so that's kind of like the big event that's going on, and that's kind of what we're talking about a lot on our channel over the next couple months, kind of documenting the process and hopefully helping those of you that are going through the same thing. So today we're going to talk about the whole journey of looking at places, good, bad, how we're doing it, you know, all that good stuff, because we had said in the last video that we did get a real estate agent. We've met with her, and I don't think at that point we had seen any places, or did we see a few?
I feel like we probably saw like
we might have, yeah, we might have seen like a couple at that point, but now we've gone a lot of days and seen a lot. I lost track of how many we've seen, but I know we went on like at least 5 separate days, and we saw anywhere from like 2 to 4 each time.
Yeah, probably like a total of 15 maybe.
I don't know if we saw 15 individual ones, because there were a few we went back to. So
10, 15.
Yeah, 10 to 15 range is how many we have gone to see, and it is a process.
It's interesting. The ones I want to point out that you're gonna remember, I'm sure of. There's this place. You know, that's not too far from where I live. Probably 15, maybe 20 minutes away. And it was interesting. It was an older place. Like, as soon as you walk in the person's house, like, it smelled like incense. Like, it was an old place.
I documented that one in a recent vlog, which I can link below. And there were like a couple pictures that popped up when I was describing it. That one was different because she was showing us the option of a duplex, which is like a condo, but you don't have condo fees because you own it like a house, and you take care of the outside like a house, but you are in the house with another person. Like, you have your half, and then they're on their half. It's like a 2-family, except instead of being on top of each other, you're next to each other. So that's kind of like what it is, except you own it, and you have to take care of your half of the yard and all that. So she gave us that option because, I mean, it makes sense to see those, because in our price range, maybe something would have worked, and then we wouldn't have the HOA fee, but we'd have to take care of the outside. So I was open to it, but yeah, like he said, we went to 2 of those, and both of them were not that great. The first one it was all right when you first walk in, but just, it was outdated. A lot of things needed either updating or fixing, and overall it was pretty small. It wasn't a good size for something like that. And then the second one, yeah, it was dark in there, dark wood paneling in the living room. I mean, it was old-fashioned, and yeah,
the
it
kitchen
reeked.
was old. The thing that was crazy, we went to the bathroom for this person's place, and like the tub, like, I don't know what happens, but it was all duct taped up, and like I don't know. That
doesn't look good when you're trying to sell it.
Yeah, like, no one's gonna be buying that place. It's interesting because you never think about how someone else's house is, like how they're living, until you actually like view other places. Yeah. It's interesting.
We've seen a lot of places, a lot of different ways of living. Like, some places were staged for selling, because what you're supposed to do, from my knowledge, what you're supposed to do is stage it. So like, you're supposed to take personal pictures down. You're supposed to keep it pretty clean, pretty minimalist, because you're trying to sell it, and you're trying to sell the idea that, you know, anybody can live here. And especially if you have like huge furniture, it's good to downsize, because you want to show people that, oh, this is a nice big room, even if it's not. So that's how I always knew that you're supposed to do if you're selling like a house or a condo, whatever. And it was kind of some here and there. Like, some were staged, with people living there. Some had people living there and it was just personal all over. It looked like they were still fully living there and that they didn't even clean it up at all. And then some were unoccupied, which those were really nice to look at because those gave us a whole vision. I mean, you could see exactly how big the rooms are, you could see how the carpets or the floors are, you could see the walls, you could see everything, and you can envision your own stuff in there. So I personally liked the unoccupied ones because I feel like it had more potential, even though, you know, yeah, it has potential if someone's living there. You just have to use your imagination, but obviously that's harder. So I personally liked the unoccupied ones better, and it was funny because the unoccupied ones ended up being the ones we liked better in the end anyway, for a lot of reasons.
It's tricky when you go into someone's house and like imagine your house, for example, and you're trying to sell it and it's full with stuff and everything, and you have people that, you know, are looking to buy your house. Going in it, like, you don't feel impressed or like wowed at it by someone just living their normal life in your house. Like, that doesn't make me want to buy it because of any, like, like there was a place we saw like a week or two ago, and like it was like this person had their whole family everywhere, like their fridge had pictures of everyone, the wall, like it was crazy. Like a lot of the places that are like packed and like look like someone's, you know, actively living there, it takes them a while for them to move out also, because now you have to plan, and like they have to, you know, maybe take more than 2 months or something like that for them to find their own place to move into, because you're going to be buying that. So also keep that in mind if you're looking at places, like the places that someone's living in currently. You know, they may take longer for you to get into it and finally close. That's
like a big tip of mine. If you are selling or buying, is listen to your real estate agent, because they know what they're talking about. And that is a big reason that we got one, was because she has come up with places to show us that we would have never found, and then we ended up liking. So that was a big reason we wanted to get one, because yeah, you can get all those apps. We have so many. I have like 9 home apps like Zillow and all those on my phone, and real estate agents still have more access than you do, and that comes in handy. I mean, they're good because, you know, you tell them what you want to look at, they'll suggest, and you can accept or deny. And it's a very, if you have a good real estate agent, it's an open form of communication. They're easily accessible, and they're going to help you no matter what. I mean, because that's their job. And that was a big thing for us, is getting a good one. So the first condo that we looked into, we kind of dove into this. It was on a Monday that we met with our real estate agent and discussed what was going to happen, and then that Friday was when we started looking. And basically, whenever you go look at places, you and your real estate agent will meet. So yeah, like, you don't commute together usually. I mean, I'm sure in some circumstances you can, but generally you both know where you're going and what time you're going to meet, and you go there. And so we met her, and we didn't know what to expect, obviously, because it was the first time seeing anything. So we had 2 in mind in the same complex that we wanted to see, because they were both in our price range. And we went to the first one, and I gotta say, it was a terrible way to start. It was very interesting because all the cabinets in the kitchen would need replacing. They were like torn off, and the stove was awful and disgusting. The carpets needed replacing. The doors were literally just plywood. They were like pathetic.
Floors were dirty. Like the kitchen floor was like...
Oh, it smelled like cat pee in the garage because there was a cat in there, and I mean, it reeked. And I know, like, fine, some stuff with that you can probably clean it, but personally, I don't want to. I don't want to deal with that, because also I have allergies and asthma, and I want to move into a place that hasn't had pets or smokers before. So that was a big thing for us. You gotta kind of know what your limits are.
Mm-hmm. That place that we saw, it looked like to me like probably I'd like to say like a group of guys like live there, because it seems like someone was also filming like downstairs in their garage or whatever. Yeah. Like they had like a black background and a tripod set up, and it looked like they filmed like YouTube videos.
And they had like really nice cameras just
Oh,
laying
yeah,
out in their
cameras and
bedroom. There was like 4 like nice cameras, like nicer than what we're using, just laying out there, and I'm like, I wouldn't do that, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure if someone did take it. Oh, actually, the door was open too.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Okay, so here's what happened. So this complex, the way it works, you park in a common area, and the door you would walk in is technically the back door, and it's the bottom, so the basement or the garage area. When you go up to the middle floor, that's where you have the front door, but it feels like the back because just everyone would go in the back door because everyone parks there. Like, no one would really ring your doorbell and go to the front, unless it's the, well, no, not even the mailman, because the mailbox was down there too. Yep. So basically, when we were looking for the lockbox to get in, we couldn't find it, and the door just opened, the back door. It wasn't locked. And then we found that the lockbox was at the front door, and so we're like, oh, okay. So that was interesting. But basically, that was a weird way to start out, because I was feeling like, oh god, this could either keep going like this and maybe just our price range stinks, or maybe we'll find some gems. So we went to the next one, and it was also in that complex. And we walked in, and it was immediately a very different feel. So also to give you an idea, the first one was occupied. Someone was living there. The second one was unoccupied. No one was living there. So again, very open. There was like a few things like random chairs, bar stools, whatever set up for the staging. But for the most part, it was just empty. And that already gave it a very different feel. And then just overall, the carpets looked almost new. I had some wallpaper and stuff that we would want to take down just because it was a little dated. The kitchen was half and half. The cabinets were kind of dated, but the appliances were new. But in our price range, these are things we find. It could be really bad. You could be surprised and find something really great once in a while, or you can kind of have that middle area, and that middle area is what we found a lot of. So the bedrooms were very nicely sized. The closets needed to be like readjusted on hinges. The heater in the master bedroom had to be pushed back up against the wall because they did something to it. So, but overall, the look of it was a lot more manageable. It was more like we can make this our own, we could live here and like it. And it wasn't tons of money we would have to put into it. So even though I don't want to talk your ear off about every single place we saw, we're trying to tell you about different types of places just to give you an idea of how crazy different every place can be. And again, always keep in mind that what you see online, or even what your real estate agent shows you on a paper, compares no way to what you can actually see in person. So there was one place that we didn't really want off the bat, and then it didn't work out at all because it was in like one building, so we had to walk up a million stairs, and then the whole hallway was filled with smoke, so that was already a no-go for me, but we looked anyway because it's like, oh, why not? And just in general, this place was built weird. The architecture was weird. There was no place you could put air conditioning boxes. It had a lot of stairs, and it was, again, in like an area that looked like an apartment, and that's not what we were looking for, but we looked anyway. So there was that, and there was also another place that was another townhouse. We looked at, the majority were townhouses, to give you an idea, but we did look like a couple ranch style, a couple single family houses, and a couple of those apartment styles, just to kind of round it out. And there was this one townhouse that looked like it had potential online, and then we walked in, and first of all, this one had a garage originally, and what they did was finish it to a finished basement, so you could no longer use the garage. And it had such a small driveway that wasn't the best idea. They were cramming like 2 and 3 cars in the driveway, and I think where it was located, the garage would have been more a better idea. But basically, they also had 3 bedrooms, and for the square footage, that made the bedrooms very small. We are usually looking at 2 bedrooms, 1.5 bath. That was our norm. And this place had like 3 bedrooms and 3 baths, and it made it all very tight and very small. And, that's not what we're looking for. But the worst part was that it was a smoker's house. And, you know, if you smoke, I don't judge. But me personally, I cannot live in a smoker's house because I can't breathe. It's a medical thing, and it's awful. I can't do it. You know, I have relatives that smoke, and they smoked in their house, and when I visited them one time, I almost died. Like, I cannot do it. So I couldn't imagine living in a place 24/7. That was previously a smoker's home, and even though it wasn't overwhelming, like you could tell maybe they opened windows or whatever, or like spot clean, I just didn't want to deal with that. So that was a no-go. We had a lot of no-goes. And then there were the couple that we were kind of going between. And to give you an idea, a lot of them were in one town, and then we looked in a couple other towns for like 1 or 2. And that's about it. So, you know, we're trying to stay in a general area primarily for his work.
Well, first off, I just want to say that with this, at least with us, we're very picky with what we want. Like, it has to have this, you know, different things that we would want.
I mean, not overly picky.
It depends. it has to be within reason.
We're not like, I have to have granite countertops.
Nothing crazy. It's just the general things. Like, we would like the place to have a garage.
A 5-foot island. No, I'm just kidding.
You know, we just would like for it to have 2 bedrooms. Just little things that we wanted personally with us living there.
Yeah.
So we were, at least in my mind, we were a bit picky because we knew what we wanted.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, there's a couple places we narrowed it down to. There's one place that we really like, and like this place, you know, we took her parents out to view a couple places on that day, and we showed them this place that was amazing, like from head to toe, everything. I'm not sure if you want to take it off.
Hint, hint. This was also in the recent vlog we did. That we captured some little clips for you guys, and that's why in one part of that video you hear people talking in the background. That's my parents and the real estate agent. So, yeah. Like,
the place was amazing. Like, all wood floors. You know, the whole place was renovated.
All wood floors is big to me. Wood, laminate, I don't really care. It doesn't matter to me. 1, it looks nice. 2. Huge to me, even in the bedrooms. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I want hardwood floors except the bedrooms. Because, you know, oh, the bedroom, you want the soft on your feet and all that stuff. I get that. But for me, I've grown up in a place that had mostly carpet, besides, like, the kitchen and the bathrooms. And, you know, it could have contributed to some more of my allergies. You know, because carpets, they get dirty, and even when you vacuum, you don't get everything out. They're always going to have some dust and dirt and stuff harboring in them, and so it's not the best idea if I have a choice. And so the fact that this place had them everywhere, tiles in the bathrooms and then wood floors everywhere else, every bedroom, living room, everywhere, was huge, and we were very excited about that.
Very drawn to it. Like, everything was amazing. This place had like 2 full baths in it, like,
which is a plus.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't need it, but we were shocked because I'm telling you, everywhere else had 1 or 1.5.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we don't need it, but it's like the fact that it has that, like, that's cool. Like, I like that, because it's like one part, like, there's one in like the bedroom part, you know, where you have your own bath. It's all yours, and then there's one in like by the kitchen, by the living room.
The main part.
So, you know, anyone can use it. No one has to, like, go through your bedroom to get to the bathroom. I liked it.
Yeah, that would be cool for, like, people sleeping over and stuff. They have their whole full bath, you know? So even if we're sleeping and they want to take a shower, they can. That kind of thing. So, there's that. And it has stainless steel appliances. I don't know if he said that. The counters are new. Like, everything was redone. Like, the counters are average. They're, you know, they're average counters, but they're nice to me. The cabinets, I personally prefer dark wood, but this place has like the medium color wood, but it doesn't look bad. Like, I'm digging it, you know? So, overall, it's nice. And then the other one we described to you earlier in the video, that was another one that was like a big contender, is the one that, like, we'd have to replace the wallpaper and stuff. Yeah. But, I mean, overall, it was a solid place.
And I want to say, when you're going to looking at places, you know, definitely look at everything, if a place is empty or whatever, even if it's not. Like, Like, imagine yourself in there. Like, what items would you put of your own there? Would you change the walls? Would you want to paint this, or do this with it? It's yours once you buy it. You can do what you want. It's not an apartment where you're limited to putting a poster or a frame or something on the wall.
On the inside. Yeah,
the inside you own completely. Outside it's different. Depending on if you're doing the whole condo, duplex, whatever. Yeah. But overall, viewing the places. Definitely a lot of options that we have to go over, think about what we're going to do. Just giving you guys some insight on what we experienced viewing a ton of places.
Also a good thing to keep in mind when you are looking at places that you seriously think can be in the running for your place. Take lots of pictures. Just use your cell phone. Take pictures from different angles. Take pictures of stuff that you'd have to change. Take pictures of stuff that you like. Whatever. Because let me tell you, you're going to reference those pictures a lot. I've been looking at those a lot on my phone and like comparing the places that we really liked, what was different about them or what I liked better or how would this go in this place, that kind of thing. So take pictures and also look at the details. And this may happen if you go for a second showing. I recommend if you really like the place, go for a second showing. Yep. Make sure that you still like it as much and it wasn't just that wow factor. And when you go, look at stuff like, look at the windows. Make sure that they don't have any leaks or like seals that you need. Like, look at the doors, look at what locks there are, ring the doorbell, like all the different little like details that can go into it. Make sure you know what's working. Make sure you know what's there. Make sure that you know what you're going to need to be there so you know what to include in an offer that you eventually do. So definitely like go for a second showing, look overall again, and look at the little details.
Yeah, because it's definitely smart, and that's with anything. Like if you're going to get a car, hopefully you have the chance of going there a second time to view it and make sure it's actually what you want. Because when you first get something, a place or a car or whatever, like you're wowed by it. You're like, wow, you like this, you like that, but you don't like take a second to analyze it, look at.
Or, well, this is tricky with a house or a condo. With a car, I would say definitely bring someone for a second opinion. But for a condo or a house, it's more like you need to go with what you feel. It's important, you can bring like a friend or a parent or whatever, and they can tell you what they think of it. But in the end, you ultimately have to love it. You ultimately have to redo the things that you have to do or change or whatever. You have to invest in it, and it's your money and it's your home for many years. So you need to feel fully comfortable investing in this. So just completely make sure that that's going to be the one.
Definitely, because you don't want to put your money on something that you don't like and you don't see yourself being there for 10,
I've saved so much, guys. I don't want to waste it.
Yeah. All in all, that's just our experience with viewing a lot of places. I'm not sure if you have anything else to say before we close this out.
I think that about covers it, so
yeah. Hopefully this video was informative to you guys. If you have any comments on places you viewed or anything for us that you want us to answer, feel free to drop it below in the comments. We'll definitely answer it the best way we can. And I'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye!
Bye, guys. Pokemon. Pokemon. And that's how you know you're in a loving relationship that you want to move in with that person and be with them forever. When they drop your phone and they don't even pick it up, they just sit there and laugh. You guys hear that? They're sitting there and laughing. I'm not even gonna get an apology, see? This is who I'm gonna be living with. After they break your phone, they don't even buy you a new one.
It's not even broken!
They'll just laugh at you.
Your back is sweaty.
They'll just acknowledge that your back is sweaty, but they won't say sorry for dropping your beautiful, precious mobile device. That wasn't even right. What's going on, guys? No. Not at all. You're not attracted to that?
You realize I do bloopers.
So, what is going on, everyone?
What's with the water up there?
I need it. I gotta stay hydrated. So what's going on, everyone? How's everyone doing? I'm back with it.
With it?
With it.
It? I'm an it? Hi guys.
Hey. Goddamn, what's wrong?
Just hey.
Hey. Back at you.
What? You're usually like, what's going on, or yo, or whatever, and you're just like, hey. Hey, I'm here. Don't forget about me.
Wanna go?
Hey.
Wow.